Welcome to Funimation 3D. Have you ever touched a metal spoon and a wooden table in the same room and thought, whoa, why does the metal feel colder? That is an amazing question, and today we are solving this everyday science mystery in a fun, simple way. Here's the big surprise. Metal and wood can be the same temperature, but metal often feels colder. So what is going on? Our helper today is Sparky the science robot. Sparky is shiny, curious, and loves asking the exact questions kids ask. Sparky rolls in and says, "Beep boop." If metal feels colder, does that mean metal is always colder? Great question, Sparky. And the answer is no, not always. Let's start with a science secret your hands know. What your hand feels is not only about temperature, it is also about how fast heat moves. That sounds like a big idea, but it is actually easy once you see it. Your hand is usually warm. In many everyday situations, your hand is warmer than objects around you, like a spoon, doorknob, desk, or pencil. So when you touch something cooler than your hand, heat usually moves out of your hand and into that object. Quick question: which is usually warmer in a room, your hand or a metal spoon sitting on the table? That means when you say, "This feels cold," your skin is often noticing heat leaving your hand, and your skin is very good at noticing change. If heat leaves your hand quickly, it feels colder. If heat leaves more slowly, it feels less cold. Sparky tilts his head and says, "So my hand is not feeling cold jumping in, it is feeling heat going out?" Exactly! That is one of the most important ideas in this whole video. Now, let's make heat easy to picture. Imagine heat as tiny wiggles of energy moving around. More wiggles usually means warmer. Fewer wiggles usually means cooler. When two things touch, heat tends to move from the warmer thing to the cooler thing. Scientists call that heat transfer. And when heat moves through a material because things are touching, that is called conduction. Conduction is just a science word for heat moving by touch. You can think of it like a road for heat. Some materials are like smooth, fast roads. Heat zooms through them. Other materials are like slower roads with bumps. Heat moves through them more slowly. And now we have the answer. Metal often feels colder than wood because metal moves heat away from your hand faster than wood does. Imagine your hand is carrying warm little energy marbles. When you touch metal, the marbles slide away fast because metal is a fast heat path. When you touch wood, the marbles move away more slowly because wood is a slower heat path. Your skin notices that speed difference, and that is why metal often feels colder. Sparky says, "So metal is not magically more cold. It just transfers heat faster." Yes! Perfectly said, Sparky. Here is Mythbuster number 1. Metal is not always colder than wood. Metal can feel colder at room temperature, but metal can also become very hot. What matters is the actual temperature and how quickly the material moves heat. So, feels colder does not always mean has a lower temperature. That leads to another important science idea. Temperature and how something feels are connected, but they are not the same thing. A thermometer measures temperature. Your skin does not measure exact temperature very well. Your skin is better at sensing heat moving in or out and how fast that change happens. Quick question: if two objects are the same temperature, but one pulls heat from your hand faster, which one will feel colder? Exactly, the faster one. Let's use real-life examples you probably know. Think about a metal spoon and a wooden spoon sitting in the same kitchen. They may be the same temperature because they have been in the same room, but when you touch them, the metal spoon often feels colder because it moves heat from your hand faster than the wooden spoon. Now think about a metal doorknob and a wooden door. The doorknob often feels colder than the wooden part, even though both have been in the same air. Your hand is feeling different heat transfer speeds. What about a playground on a cool day? A metal slide can feel very cold to your hand. A wooden bench nearby may feel less cold. Same weather, different materials, different heat pathways. Have you ever felt that before on a slide or monkey bars? Here is another one from school. A wooden pencil often feels less cold than the metal part of scissors in the same classroom. Again, that does not automatically mean the metal is much colder. It usually means metal is a faster conductor of heat. Now for Mythbuster number 2. Cold does not usually jump into your hand. In many everyday situations, like touching a cool spoon or doorknob, heat is mostly moving out of your warm hand into the cooler object. Your skin reads that heat loss and says, "That feels cold." Sparky nods and says, "So if metal is hot, it can move heat fast into my hand too?" Yes, and that is a super important safety point. Metal can move heat quickly in both directions. If metal is hotter than your hand, it can transfer heat into your skin fast and hurt. So here is the safety reminder. Never touch something that may be hot, like a stove, pan, kettle, or oven, without an adult. Even if something looks safe, do not guess. Ask an adult first. Let's lock in the secret one more time. Temperature is how warm or cool something actually is. How it feels depends a lot on heat transfer, how fast heat moves when your skin touches it. Metal is usually a fast heat path. Wood is usually a slower heat path. That is why metal often feels colder than wood in the same room. And that means science is everywhere around you. It is hiding in spoons, doorknobs, desks, pencils, playground slides, and your own warm hands. You do not need a giant lab to find science. Sometimes all you need is a curious question and a careful brain. Sparky has one final question for you. What everyday object feels coldest to you? A metal water bottle, a doorknob, or a spoon? Next time you touch one, you will know the science secret. Metal and wood can be the same temperature, but metal often feels colder because it moves heat away from your hand faster. That is heat transfer. That is conduction. And that is awesome science. Thanks for learning with us today. Like, share, and subscribe to Funimation 3D.